our mission at Legal Aid of Nebraska is to promote justice, dignity, hope, and self-sufficiency through quality civil legal aid for those who have nowhere else to turn. We are the largest nonprofit law firm in the state, serving 93 counties and having 7 locations. Awesome. We exist because, unlike criminal cases, there is no guaranteed right to lawyer in most civil legal matters, leading to a growing demand for free civil legal services. Because without help, low-income individuals facing serious issues like eviction, domestic violence, or even loss of government aid will struggle to navigate the justice system, putting their outcomes out of reach. Legal aid programs help level the playing field, protecting the rights of millions in critical areas such as housing, family, employment, and education, ensuring access to justice regardless of income. I wanted to show you this. This is a representation of the success rate in civil cases where there was no attorney involved. Civil litigants without legal representation are often called pro se litigants. In eviction cases, a pro se litigant, 5 to 10% of the pro se litigants avoided eviction, and that means that 90 to 95% of the evictions did proceed. Families lost their home. In debt cases, 95% of the cases were lost, meaning that the person was held responsible to pay. And in family law cases, which are the most common, in regards to divorces and custody, 70 to 80% of those cases without representation lost their case due to the lack of legal knowledge, even when they actually had a good, strong case. But because they didn't know how it proceeded and they didn't know about deadlines, they lost their case. Overall, pro se litigants have a success rate of less than 15% depending on the case type. The bottom line is that without an attorney, individuals in civil cases are more than likely to lose housing, custody, or benefits, less likely to understand legal procedures or deadlines, far less likely to assert valid defenses or negotiate favorable outcomes. And this is why legal aid is so critical, not just for fairness, but for real-life impact. At Legal Aid, we have 4 priority areas. We have housing cases, children and family cases, debt and finance, income and benefits. And this means that we have attorneys that specialize on the cases that fall above those priority areas. Talking about numbers, in 2024, we received a total of 20,074 requests for assistance. Douglas County leading the request with 6,476, and Howell County, 633. These numbers are the reality we live in, and there is a need for civil legal services. We are not able to take on every request that arrives, so if we're not able to provide full representation, we will be able to at least provide legal advice and counsel or prepare you for your court case if that was the case. Poverty in Nebraska is real. Based on the 2023 U.S. Census, 11.5% of the Nebraska residents are living in poverty and qualify for legal aid services. That is about 1 to 9 Nebraskans that live below the federal poverty line. Due to our current funding, we do have strict restrictions on what we can help with and who we can help. We can help those who are at or below 125% of the federal poverty lines. There could be exceptions to this rule, but if you are unsure whether you would qualify or someone that you're referring would qualify, we do let them know to apply, and we will see if we can fit them on one of those exceptions. We cannot help where there is a legal conflict of interest or if someone exceeds our income limits. We do try to connect them with other resources if available. Within Legal Aid of Nebraska, we have several programs and projects with attorneys that specialize in the specific issues that their communities are facing. These programs are Agricultural Worker Rights, Health Education and Law Project, also known as HELP, Disaster Relief Project, Farm and Ranch Project, Housing Justice Project, Native American Program, REACH Initiative, Tax Law Project, and counting. Now, one of my favorite things to talk about is the impact. In 2024, the total economic impact was $12 million through debt relief, asset protection, and income increase. And when we provided full representation, we have a successful outcome in more than 95% of the cases when we actually represented the person and went to court with them. Finally, I would like to leave you with a recent success story. This happened in Grand Island. Miranda was a legal aid client. She's a young mother who fled domestic violence. She experienced sexual harassment by her landlord. She rejected his advance, and he retaliated with an eviction notice. Legal aid intervened, countersuing under the state and federal fair housing laws. And while working the case, we discovered that Miranda was not his first victim. We litigated the case for 2 years, and we settled with a 5-figure award for Miranda and a mandatory fair housing training for the landlord. If Legal Aid of Nebraska would have not intervened, Miranda and her children would be homeless for refusing a sexual favor to her landlord. The legal action not only secured justice for Miranda, but it also protected future tenants from similar abuse. This is only one of the 1,000 success stories that we have at Legal Aid of Nebraska. Finally, all of us at Legal Aid of Nebraska are committed to fighting justice and serve the vulnerable.